Guys, so we have a big breaking news coming out. Do me a favor and share this video once again. Thank you so much for your support. Kremlin calls Donald Trump emotional after US president says Putin is crazy. Yesterday, the US president said, well, he told the world that Putin is crazy. He lost his mind. He lost his mind. And the reason why, well, because Russia is dropping the hammer on Ukraine. They literally just dropping the hammer. They fire ballistic, they fire cruise missile, they launch drones. It's just big stuff going on. And then Moscow, they had 17 doomsday plane that went to Ural Mountain. All right, and they still out there. Those planes never came back to Moscow. But Donald is he's watching and he's like, yeah, Putin absolutely lost his mind, and now Russia is planning on, activating 50,000 soldiers. I think in Kharkiv. That's gonna be the next operation. So we're gonna see what's going on here, guys. Kremlin calls Donald emotional. All right, so we're gonna see what's going on with this news, guys. For those of you that want to help and support the channel, we do have the PayPal link and the Cash App link in the comments box and also the description box. And for those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife Jessica Santiago at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida 34691. Happy Memorial Day. I just finished cutting the grass. I should be doing my barbecue, but yeah, my young ones, they're not feeling well. They have a fever. Right now they're resting. The wife, she helped me, and we tired. We cut the grass, and it's so hot out there. All right, so the Kremlin claimed U.S. president was showing signs of emotional overload after he called Putin absolutely crazy following Moscow's largest area assault on Ukraine. Now, you have U.S. President said on Truth Social on Sunday that something has happened to Putin after Russia has taken 13 in Ukraine with 367 drones and missiles. Before this, Ukraine they launched 800 drones. That's the reason why Russia's retaliating. So Donald said he has gone absolutely crazy. He's cuckoo for Cocoa Puff. So needlessly taking a lot of innocent. Dmitry, Putin's spokesman, said the comments were connected to an emotional overload of everyone involved. Germany Chancellor Friedrich, meanwhile, said that Ukraine's allies had removed all range limits on supplied arms amid reports he would give Kiev Taurus missiles. This is very important. Keep your eyes on this one here, guys. This is very, very important here. All right, if they fire this inside the Bear territory, Russia, it's going to be game over. I do believe that the Bear could fire towards NATO, and NATO will activate Article 5, and that would be WW3 there, guys. So Donald is trying his very best not to get involved. He doesn't want to bring our country, get involved in all this mess. U.S. President comments followed the Bear's largest combined aerial strike since its full-scale invasion of February 2022. At least 13 were out and dozens injured in Ukraine during the night between Saturday and Sunday after the Bear fired 367 drones and missiles. Between Sunday evening and Monday morning, the Bear launched 355 drones against Ukraine, taking at least 10. Ukrainian Air Force said it was the largest strike yet conducted with drones alone. Peskov said the latest aerial assaults were a response to Ukrainian strikes on the Bear's social infrastructure. Now, the Bear Defense Ministry said that air defense system destroyed 20 Ukrainian drones over several Russian regions. Zelensky, the leader of Ukraine, said on Sunday there was no military sense to the Bear aerial strike. Rather, they were an obvious political choice by Putin, a choice by Russia to continue the war and destroy many. Well, hold on, Zelensky. You guys launched 800 drones towards Moscow. Moscow had to shut down the airport, all the airports. It says here in the apparent response to the Bear strikes over the weekend, German Chancellor Merz said there was no longer range restriction on arms supply to Ukraine. This means that Ukraine can now defend itself, for example, by striking military position in the Bear country with very few exemptions. It didn't do that until recently. It can now do that, Merz said. Reuters reported that Zelensky was due to travel to Berlin on Wednesday. Although this has not been confirmed. The BBC approached the Chancellery for comment on whether Mertz's statement suggested an announcement was imminent on a supply of Taurus missiles, something that the previous German gov refused to do. And there's a reason why they refused, because it will lead to a huge imminent strike. I do believe the Bear, Russia, could fire Orishnik, and possibly this time they could fire it towards Europe. Last year, the UK said that Ukraine had the right to decide how to use British-supplied weapons in its defense. In November, then, U.S. leader Joe gave Ukraine permission to use long-range missiles supplied by the U.S. to strike the Bear. Let's stop here for a second. I have to correct this. It says here, Joe gave Ukraine permission to use long-range missile. He can't give Ukraine permission because Ukraine does not have the button to push these long-range. We have the satellites to fire long-range, not Ukraine. So at the very end, we the one who pushed the button. So it says here the Taurus missiles has a range of 500 kilometers, a far greater distance than other systems supplied by Ukraine allies. The Bear says supply of the equipment will be a dangerous move. Once again, the Bear is putting out their warnings. This is going to be a bad move. If you guys do this, we're going to fire Orishnik, the hypersonic missile. Speaking in New Jersey late on Sunday, U.S. President said of Putin, "I've known him a long time. Always gotten along with him. But he's sending rockets into city and taking many, and I don't like it at all. Donald, stop. Stop it right there, Donald. Are you saying that he's sending all these rockets, but Donald, you're also sending rockets to the Holy Land, and they're striking the Strip. There's a video that showed many young ones. We talking about young ones. A facility that was hit by the Holy Land using our stuff. And there's a video of these young ones on FIRE. So Donald, I try to be very good here, but he needs to remove the speck out of his own eye, because what he's doing, he's really helping Benjamin drop the hammer on the Strip, and it's wrong. It's wrong. So he talks about Vladimir losing his mind. Donald, you and Ben are going cuckoo for Cocoa Puff. Y'all need to stop with the operation going on in the Strip. And I know you have all this idea of making that place brand new and putting casinos and new buildings and all that. Again, we need to think about the people. That's their home. But they are being forced to leave. He also said he was considering increasing sleeping giant sanctions on the bear, something he has repeatedly threatened to do before. Donald posted his crazy remarks shortly afterwards, adding on Truth Social, "I've always said that he wants all of Crane, not just a piece of it, and maybe that's proving to be right, but if he does, it will lead to the downfall of the bear." Stop, stop, stop! Donald, you talk about him that he wants all of Crane. You want Gaza. You want to own it. You said it yourself. I'm gonna own it. I'm gonna rebuild it, and I'm gonna make it brand new. So what's the difference between you and Vladimir? You call him nuts and cuckoo and all that, and he want to take the whole land, and here you are sending equipment to Benjamin to wipe out the strip, and so you could take over. And I'm not trying to bash, again, I'm not trying to start nothing here with Donald supporters, but hey, Donald needs to remove the speck out of his eye because he's being a hypocrite. You know what? Donald posted his crazy remark. Okay, let's skip that. It says, but the sleeping giant leader also has strong words for Zelensky, saying that he was doing this country no favors by talking the way he does. So he also corrected Zelensky. Zelensky, you also the big problem. Everything that comes out of your mouth, every single word, is just chaos. Everything out of his mouth causes problem. I don't like it, and it better stop. Donald, you need to stop sending equipments to the Holy Land. There's always a way of fixing all this, but you cannot call out a country for trying to take another land when you yourself are doing the same thing. Despite Kiev European allies preparing further sanctions for the bear, the sleeping giant has said it will either continue trying to broker these peace talks or walk away if progress does not follow. Peskov said on Monday that the bear was truly grateful to the Americans and personally to US President for their help in organizing and launching this negotiation process. Last week, Donald and Vladimir had a 2-hour phone call to discuss a U.S. proposed cease-plan deal to halt the fighting. Once again, U.S. President said he believes the call had gone very well, adding that the bear and Crane will immediately start negotiation towards a cease-plan and an end to the war. I told you guys that this phone call is just going to make it worse. This happened the very first time when Donald spoke to Putin. He said that it was an amazing phone call. What happened? Well, the next day, Putin dropped the hammer on Crane. And then the second phone call, Donald said it was an amazing conversation, 2 hours. What happened? The next day, the bear drops the hammer. Donald's like, man, I'm being used here. Crane has publicly agreed to a 30-day cease plan, but Vladimir has only said the bear will work with Crane to craft a memorandum on a possible future peace, a move described by Kiev and its European allies as delaying tactic, the first direct Ukrainian-Russian talks since 2022 were held on 16 May in Istanbul, Turkey. Aside from a major prisoner of war swap last week, there was little or no progress on bringing a pause in fighting closer. The bear currently controls about 20% of Ukrainian territory. This includes Crimea and Crane's southern peninsula annexed by Moscow in 2014. That 2014, he should let it go. Zelensky is not going to get that. That 2014, even Barack, he didn't even try to do anything to get back the Crimea. But again, this is where we are right now, guys. So it seems like the friendship between Donald and Putin, it's not looking good. Donald's saying he's a madman. Putin didn't say this, but I bet Putin is saying, I don't know what you're talking about. You're doing worse. You're trying to take the strip for you. You're trying to build your buildings there. All right, so nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom is rising. boy, oh boy, it's not looking good. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Again, do me a favor, share the video. This is your first time. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. For those of you that want to send us letters or prayer request, you can send it to me, Los Santiago, or my wife Jessica Santiago at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida 34691. Once again, guys, $1 a month Patreon. We get you access to our live stream once a week. We talk about things that we cannot talk about on the platform. Also, I posted videos today. Those links will be in the comments box. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you all. Faith and trust in Jesus Christ. For He's the only way, the truth, and the life. No one gets to the Father except through Jesus. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time later. Peace.